Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Crystal here. Welcome back to another video. And today we'll be going over my WWE 2025 awards for the entire year. Let's get right into it. The way this works is on the first page, I will have 3 nominees. On the second page, I'll have a runner-up. And on the third page, I will have the winner of the award. Let's get right into it. Debut of the year. We have JC Mateo, also known as Jeff Cobb. We have El Grande Americano, and we have Tala Tonga. I think that's his name. There hasn't been many good debuts this year, let's be honest about it. 2 of them are MFT members. I don't even remember Tala Tonga's debut. I just remember he did debut this year. JC Mateo debuted at a pay-per-view, I remember that. And El Grande Americano obviously debuted a couple weeks before WrestleMania. My runner-up for this award is Rey Fenix. They announced his debut, obviously. Beforehand, they announced it was him after all the vignettes and shit. But his entrance was cool. Everything about the presentation was pretty cool. And he debuted on SmackDown against, I think, Grayson Waller. I'm not sure on who he debuted against, but they announced it. If they hadn't announced it, he would have been closer to the number 1 spot. But for that reason exactly, my winner of debut of the year is Penta. Penta's debut was fantastic. All the vignettes, all the teases, the entrance, the presentation, the actual match quality. Everything about this match was cool. His entrance is so cool. They made him feel like a massive star. They didn't spoil it beforehand. And it was just an overall fantastic debut. Moving on to my next award. Most hated of the year. Solo Sikoa gets a lot of hate. I think this year has been a up year for him. I think he's a lot funnier this year. I think he's a better in-ring wrestler this year, especially with that match against Gunther in the John Cena tournament. Dominic is hated but also loved, so I don't think I could give him this award. And Travis Scott is on this list for obvious reasons. He fucked up the John Cena tour. He wasted a heel turn of John Cena. He fucked up the main event of WrestleMania with an 18-minute entrance. And overall, he's actually had a negative impact on wrestling. But my runner-up is Jey Uso. Jey Uso is loved by the crowd, but hated by everyone on the internet for some reason. I get he can't wrestle. I get his championship run was shit. I get Yeet is getting annoying, but it's whatever. The crowd loves the Yeet, and I even love the Yeet when I'm in the crowd. I was there at Money in the Bank. I've never been a big fan of Jey Uso, but you gotta Yeet. The energy he brings, everything he does in the ring, even though his spear is one of the worst you'll ever see. He is a good wrestler, but he's hated. But again, for the reason people do love him, my most hated award goes to, and this is back-to-back winner here, Logan Paul. No one really likes Logan Paul. People accept that he's a good wrestler, but no one truly likes him. He's gotten better in ring. He's definitely gotten better on the mic, but he's truly just an unlikable person. So I'm not going to skip over this. I don't really want to talk about these awards too much because they are a less important award. So, most improved of the year, obviously we have Javon Evans going from wrestling on NXT Next, Level Up or whatever that NXT Beat show is. Maxine Dupree has massively improved her in-ring quality. She won her first championship this year. And she's going into a feud with Natalya. She's had a big feud with Becky Lynch, which resulted in her winning the Intercontinental Championship. And Miles Bourne had a main event against Obafemi in NXT, won multiple Battle Royales, got multiple pushes inside of NXT. I think he won the trophy. I don't know what it's called. The Heritage Cup. The NXT Heritage Cup. I think he won that. And overall, all 3 of these have had massive improvements throughout the year. But my runner-up for this award is Obafemi. He obviously had a good run as North American champion, but the elevation from North American champion to NXT champion was so massive, and the fact that he got called up already this year, he dropped his title, like vacated it. He fought the WWE Championship on a pay-per-view or special event, whatever, on Saturday night's main event. He got a spot on John Cena's last card. Everything he's done, his improvement in ring has been insane. His promos are insane. His entrance gives aura. Everything about him has leveled up this year. And with all that said, I still do not think he is the most improved. The person I do believe is the most improved is Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio has improved so heavily. He went from someone that no one wanted as a champion, no one could really see him as a champion, to having a feud with John Cena, to winning the Intercontinental Championship multiple times, to winning the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, being most likely to win Money in the Bank this coming year, to being incredibly liked, to having multiple big matches, to being AAA champion, to be a multi-division champion, to being the face of AAA and a member of the Judgment Day. He's just improved levels, and he's constantly improving, which is so impressive. You could have given this award to him last year, but I truly do think he's the most improved wrestler of this year. So moving on, Rookie of the Year. This is a similar award to Debut of the Year. Like, there hasn't been many rookies this year, so but consideration for Rookie of the Year, I had it people who debuted in WWE this year, or people who got called up this year to the main roster. That was what I considered a rookie. So obviously we have El Grande Americano, who became a character this year. We have Jeff Cobb, who debuted this year. We have Rey Fenix, who debuted this year. And my runner-up is Penta. For all the reasons I stated, his entrance, his presentation, everything. He's had a championship match. He's challenged for championships. He hasn't had a singles match at a pay-per-view yet, but he was the Iron Man for the Royal Rumble. He's been in big spots. He's been in championship contention. He's always constantly featured on Raw and on SmackDown. And he's most likely going to reunite with his brother and become tag team championship this year. Tag team champion holders this year. But my winner is Stephanie Vaquer. She went from an NXT champion to being the first ever Latina not NXT. What championship did she win? She won the World Heavyweight. Is it the World Heavyweight Championship? Yeah, okay. It is the World Heavyweight Championship. She won it because Naomi vacated. And yeah, she's just massively improved this year. She's went from some people don't even know who she is, to being a champion, to main eventing pay-per-views, to having big feuds with Nikki Bella. And yeah. So moving on. Return of the Year. See, this one is a stacked category. Hold on. This one is a stacked category because we've had some good debuts or good returns this year. We have AJ at the Rumble. We have Liv at Survivor Series. We have Orton at Elimination Chamber, which I was there for, so obviously that elevates it for me. We have Alexa Bliss after a 3-year hiatus. We have one of the most shocking returns of all time, and Brock Lesnar. I did not think he was going to debut this, or I thought he was never coming back. And obviously he returned at SummerSlam to lay out John Cena after the fantastic match John Cena had. So all of these are fantastic returns, but my runner-up for Return of the Year is Dolph Ziggler on Monday Night Raw. This is a personal pick because Dolph Ziggler has always been one of my favorites. He's by far one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's in my top 15. He's always been underappreciated. And seeing him get his moment on Monday Night Raw, to see the crowd reaction, my reaction to when I saw Dolph Ziggler pop up on the Titantron, everything about this was insane. He had a really good match against Solo Sikoa. I wish he would have won it. And to see him back in the WWE ring really did give me a smile. But my winner is AJ Lee. Again, I don't really have to discuss this. We're going to give this award to AJ Lee. 10 years out of the ring, all that build up, all the anticipation, she lived up to it. Enough said. We all know why she won this award. Moving on. Most memorable entrance of the year. So, in my 5 nominees, I have Seth Rollins' fake out entrance at SummerSlam. I have Rhea Ripley's Batman Who Laughs entrance at WrestleMania, and I have Jey Uso's WrestleMania entrance. Rhea Ripley didn't get the nod to be the runner-up because her entrance relied on her gear more so than anything special in the entrance. Obviously, Jey Uso had the entire crowd yeeting. Not even the entire crowd, because that WrestleMania crowd was fucking dead. And we all know why Seth Rollins is up here. But my runner-up for entrance of the year is CM Punk's Let the Fire Burn Cult of Personality band singing WrestleMania entrance with Paul Heyman. This was beautiful. The whole tribute beforehand, the live performance, CM Punk in the sweater, him finally being able to main event, him being so happy, him being with Paul Heyman for the first time, him entering with Paul Heyman. Everything about this entrance was just perfect. But for selfish reasons, my winner is John Cena at SummerSlam when he finally returned the run down the ramp and he became a face for the first time this year. The crowd reaction was just so beautiful. The loudness of that crowd, everything, the smile on John Cena's face, him running down the ramp, him talking to Stu, him finally being able to embrace the crowd, the energy that was in that arena, everything. This entrance will be remembered for a long time, and my personal favorite of the year. So that's why John Cena gets most memorable entrance of the year. Rivalry of the year. Now, there has been a lot of very long rivalries. We have ones that span 8 months. And a few of these are very short. John Cena versus Randy Orton was about a month long. Right after John Cena won the championship, he challenged, or Randy Orton attacked him. And they fought at St. Louis Backlash. Very good promos, but they didn't get enough screen time to be the runner-up. Cody and Drew, very good rivalry for the first 2 months, and now that shit's been dragging on for about 8 months. That's why they're not runner-up. And Becky versus Lyra, very good feud. I couldn't take Becky Lynch serious as a heel. I didn't like the character in the first couple months. I've grown into it. But at the first couple months, she just seemed like a whiny little heel, and I just didn't personally enjoy it. That's why she's not my runner-up. But fantastic matches came out of this feud. My runner-up for Rivalry of the Year is Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. Yes, I know this one kind of makes it look like it's The Vision versus CM Punk. But the levels to this story was insane. We had, obviously, the debuting on Netflix. They had that steel cage match, which was phenomenal. They had the WrestleMania match, which was phenomenal. They've had so much story together. It's insane. Obviously, CM Punk finally won the title at SummerSlam. Seth Rollins returned from injury, cashed in on him, and fucking stole it back that was one of the best moments of the year. Crushing CM Punk's dream. Then we had the AJ Punk versus Becky and Rollins feud. We've had numerous matches of them on Monday Night Raw. And then we had the whole Vision versus CM Punk era of this feud. Fantastic feud. But my winner is John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. The promos we got out of this was phenomenal. Cody Rhodes did some of his best mic work I've ever seen against John Cena. John Cena didn't get to do the best mic work because he was a heel. But the matches, that came out of this feud were phenomenal. Match that came out of this feud was phenomenal. The WrestleMania match was terrible. But in this feud, we got the 17-time world champion. We got a 5-star classic with Cody and Cena. We got the SummerSlam match, which was insane. We got a good promo, and we got John Cena passing the torch. That's why this is my rivalry of the year. Even though there are some down spots. And we got the heel turn. Faction of the year. Fuck, this is a weak category. I'm just going to skip over it. Obviously, you can see the Americanos, the Wyatt Six, and MFT. Runner-up, the Judgment Day. They're just always around. And the winner is The Vision. Because they have had a world champion in their faction. They had Bronson Reed get elevated, and they had Bronson, and they have Braun Breaker, who is now a main event caliber wrestler that in this faction that got elevated. Tag Team of the Year, another weak category. We have the New Day, who is tag champs for majority of the year on Raw. We have DIY, who were SmackDown champions, and we had Motor City Machine Guns. My runner-up is the Street Profits. Obviously, they were champion after WrestleMania for a while until the Wyatt Six came in and ruined that division. But my Tag Team of the Year is Fraxium. They didn't achieve what others achieved, but the matches they put on were the highest quality in the entire division. People love this tag team, and I can see them winning a tag team championship this year. They have had some fun feuds, some fun matches. That's why they're my Tag Team of the Year. Breakout Star of the Year, we have Roxanne Perez, who obviously was the Iron Woman in the Royal Rumble this year. Was that last year? No, because Charlotte won this year, right? So, yeah, Roxanne was the Iron Woman. Then she joined the Judgment Day. She won the Tag Team Championships with Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Rodriguez, and that's her NXT name. And now she's in a higher level of competition with Liv Morgan being back in the Judgment Day. Jacob Fatu, obviously, he won the United States Championship at WrestleMania. He got injured, obviously, so he was out for a little bit of the year. But he is now fighting Cody Rhodes. He's had multiple main events. He had that feud with... He had that MFT feud. He's been very good this year, but I can't give him the runner-up or the winner because he was injured for the majority of the year. Obviously, Bronson Reed. Fuck, the bees get to me. Obviously, Bronson Reed is a breakout star this year. My runner-up, though, is Lyra Valkyria. Obviously, she won the Women's Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania with Becky Lynch. And then she had that insane feud with Becky Lynch for like 5 months. She had that feud with Bayley. And now, yes, her back half of the year has been lacking. She's been in like an internal tag team with Bayley. But hopefully that gets rolling. But my winner for this award is Braun Breaker, who could have easily been crowned World Heavyweight Championship on the first Raw this year. This year, he's elevated himself from a mid-card talent to a main eventer, a world title holder, and he's just solidified himself in that main event scene. That's why I picked him as a winner. TV Match of the Year. Ilya versus Tommaso Ciampa, one of the most hard-hitting matches I've ever seen. Both men put everything they had into this match. The aforementioned Seth Rollins versus CM Punk steel cage match, and the Rhea versus Io World Women's Championship match in Paris or in France or in one of those countries where Bianca Belair cost Rhea Ripley the title, and Io Sky put herself in perfect position to be in that triple threat at Mania. My runner-up is Ilya versus Sami Zayn when Ilya returned and won the United States Championship match. This match was insane because I really wanted Ilya to win. Ilya is one of my favorite active wrestlers. And I had no hope that he was going to win because Sami was on such a dominating open challenge streak. So I was like, okay, he's just going to be another victim to the open challenge. But Ilya has had such a good run as Open Challenge United States champion until he lost to Kamala Harris. But this match was incredibly hard hitting. Ilya winning really shocked me, and that's why it elevated itself to be runner-up. But obviously the winner of this award, this fucking triple threat was insane. TLC from WrestleMania 17 is now the second greatest tag team championship ladder match. The spots these guys were pulling off, they deserve to be on WrestleMania, and they proved it. Instant 5-star classic. PLE of the year, obviously we have Clash in Paris, we have Crown Jewel, and we have Night of Champions. My runner-up is SummerSlam. Specifically, Night 2 of SummerSlam, because I consider them different pay-per-views. Obviously, we have the match card here. We have that 5-star classic between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. We have a 4.5-star classic between Rhea, Io, and Naomi. We have that mediocre match between Jacob and Solo. We have a phenomenal match between Bayley and Lyra. We have a fun match between AJ and Dominic. And then we have another phenomenal TLC Tag Team Championship match between the Wyatt Six, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, Andrade, Rey Fenix, which was a weird tag team, but phenomenal tag team, Fraxium, and Street Profits. But my winner is my favorite PLE of all time, Elimination Chamber. Yes, I'm biased. I was at this show. First time I ever got to see my favorite wrestler of all time, John Cena, perform, and he crushed my fucking dreams. He turned heel. I got to see The Rock. But this match card was insane. We had a phenomenal women's Elimination Chambers match. We had Jade Cargill returning. We had Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and someone else. Obviously, we had a phenomenal Elimination Chamber match. We had that 5-star classic between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We have John Cena's heel turn. We have The Rock and Cody Rhodes segment. We have Randy Orton returning. Everything about this pay-per-view is phenomenal in my opinion. One of the best pay-per-views of all time in my opinion. Heel of the year, obviously we have these three. Seth Rollins has been a devastating heel, but again, he got injured. Naomi got pregnant. Solo Sikoa has had nothing but utterly failure feuds. My runner-up is Kevin Owens, but again, runner-up because he couldn't win this award because he was injured since April. Drew McIntyre is obviously the winner of this award. He's one of the best in the company. His social media presence as heel is hilarious. He manages to make everything a good feud. He takes the utmost pride in his work. And now he's the World Heavyweight Championship. And he never had a bad feud this year. He was always the star of the show whenever he was in a match. And yeah, that's why he's my heel of the year. NXT Superstar of the Year. Again, you see all three of these options. My runner-up is Trick Willie. He did some phenomenal work this year. He was obviously NXT and TNA Championship at one point. But his work at the later half of this year did start bothering me, and I didn't enjoy watching it as much because he started becoming an annoying heel and not just like a heel that acts annoying. He became annoying. But obviously my winner is Obafemi. Same reasons. Wait, I didn't even see that. Obviously, I'm not going to go over why I believe he's the NXT Superstar because I already did earlier when I was talking about Breakout Star. Obafemi is my NXT Superstar of the year. Women's Match of the Year. We have 2 Becky versus Lyra matches. That really does show the quality of that feud. And we have Io versus Stephanie Vaquer at the WrestlePalooza, the only good match on that card. My runner-up is Rhea versus Io. Phenomenal match, phenomenal main event. These guys are wrestling soulmates. Rhea's physicality and Io's agility, they're just a match made in heaven. And that's why they're a part of my favorite match of the year, which is the WrestleMania triple threat between Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. These three are just some of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time, some of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Io, obviously, she can go with anyone. Rhea is so underrated in the ring. I hear people saying she can't wrestle now. She's phenomenal in the ring. She just needs a great dancing partner, and there's no one better than Bianca Belair. The atmosphere these guys could put on, the spots, the creative spots in this match were insane too. So moving on to my match of the year, is it? Yeah, match of the year. John Cena versus AJ Styles in Perth. Phenomenal match. AJ was in the inspired TNA outfit. We have the triple threat at WrestleMania. We have the ladder. We have the Falls Count Anywhere. Not Falls Count. We have the Extreme Rules match at Royal Rumble. And then we have the aforementioned SummerSlam Tag Team Championship match. My runner-up for this year is the aforementioned Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn match. These guys were just beating the shit out of each other. So many table spots, so many deadly spots. These guys were putting themselves through hell in this match. They went into the crowd. They took so many scary bumps, and they did it all in like 15 minutes. There was no blood in this match, which surprised me, but apparently Kevin Owens dropped his razor blade. That's why he did not bleed. But my award of the year is for match of the year. This match, obviously, again, I'm not going to go over it because I should be reiterating what I said earlier. This match is phenomenal. Female wrestler of the year, Rhea Ripley. Not being a runner-up or the winner does shock me, but she has had a down year. She hasn't been in the main event scene all too much. She's been focusing on Rhea Ripley and Io Sky tag team, and she wasn't really active this year. She didn't wrestle too much. Tiffany was champion for majority of this year, and Becky Lynch has been doing some of the best heel work of her career. Runner-up, Io Sky. Io Sky is phenomenal in everything she does. She's one of the most beautiful women on this earth. And yeah, that's why I gave her this one. But my winner is Naomi. Yes, I know Naomi didn't participate in the last half of this year. But to go from Bianca's friend to the best heel in the company, the world champion, and having one of the best gimmicks of anyone, was such a improvement that I had to give this award. And she's going to be a mother. She's the Women's Wrestler of the Year. Wrestler of the Year, Cody Rhodes for obvious reasons, Seth Rollins for obvious reasons, Drew McIntyre for obvious reasons. But my runner-up is CM Punk. CM Punk's a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion this year. Had phenomenal matches with Seth Rollins. Had that great match with Roman and Seth at WrestleMania. And has done nothing but great things this year. He had that fucking phenomenal match with Finn Balor recently. He had that great match with Gunther where he won the World Heavyweight Championship. He got the cash in, which obviously wasn't himself doing it, but he was a part of the moment. That's why I gave my runner-up. And my obvious winner, John Cena. John Cena did have a great year. I hear people saying this was one of the worst years of his career. The John Cena retirement tour was shit. Yes, it wasn't what it could be, but he had almost 3 5-star matches this year. That's more than he's ever had. He had that great match with Cody. He had this phenomenal match with AJ. He's gotten some of the biggest moments of his career when he turned heel. He did the pipe bomb against CM Punk. He had that great match with CM Punk in Saudi Arabia. He had that fun match with Randy Orton in Backlash. He's my winner of the year. He's my wrestler of the year. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.